to begin this live at 111. You know, I guess I should have gone with my first thought instead of my desires to start live streaming at. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do the finishing touches of this card. I did the live stream yesterday on my TikTok channel. It was like my first time doing a art live stream on my TikTok channel. So apparently you don't have to have a particular number of subscribers in order to do TikTok lives. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some birds on the wire. I'm going to use this bone black here. Welcome, Chloe. It's been a long time. I'm sorry that I haven't been doing lives all that frequently. Of course, I've been doing those impromptu wildlife in my backyard lives. And so as I did start a TikTok channel with the same name as the handle on this one, 999 dash. That was 999 WJL-Show. And I'm going to put like little birds on the wire here. There's a hair on here. It's on the brush. How is your crystal building business doing? Kind of like birds on a wire. Birds on the telephone wire. Something you see. I do need to do Christmas card designs. So I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of regular live streams at all on Tools of Fortune until after the art fair. The art fair concludes after the second weekend, second Friday and Saturday of November. And so it'll be just like I'm starting back fresh, anew with like a channel, because it's been dormant for over a month. Beta Gorbeach, welcome. So we're doing what I'm doing here is I'm doing finishing touches on this. This is a greeting card. It's a greeting card. It's a design called Lonely Highway. And then right after this, I am going to be getting. So you got some sale. I'm going to be working on my Christmas card designs. And so I don't know exactly what I got to do, but I have 3 weeks to. I have essentially 3 weeks to do about 100 of these cards. 3 weeks to do about 100 of these cards, and that's going to be a hell of a stretch. And then most of this week is completely gone. I have relatives coming over on Tuesday or Wednesday. They're not going to be staying the night, fortunately, but I have to have the house completely cleaned up by then. And I've been kind of doing a lot of outdoor tasks when weather permits, and so I have a lot of things to do. And so we're doing both acrylic and watercolor. So we got a couple birds flying in, coming over here, maybe a little lower in, down, kind of flying in to go roost, sunset in the evening. 1, 2, 3. They kind of fly in groups of oddball groups. I'll put some over here too. And this is one of the designs. I'm calling this the Lonely Highway. So you signed up for TikTok live shop yesterday. Yeah, that's good. I'm kind of playing around with the whole TikTok thing. I had I kind of resisted it because I have such a I'm an old school American, And I'm a real old school American, and that whole country rivalry thing, the ownership of the TikTok. But I don't know. I'm trying to relax those things. One, two, three. Okay, we got six. So maybe one of them has an oddball number here. Just a little spot there, clear off there, and maybe just another one there. Maybe that's what we got. We got some birds flying in over here. And now we're going to go with hmm. What I think I might try doing is, because I can't afford, whole simulcasting software. But I do have two phone devices. What I might try to do is, let's get a primary yellow. We're using for this. I'm using fluid or acrylics to do the final steps. Is to actually try to live stream two devices at the same time, and so have one device on YouTube and the other device on TikTok. But I tried it once before doing a go live together, and the interference between having both of the devices on at the same time was really too great. So I'm going to put a yellow line down the center of this road. And this one is a little bit darker, so we have like headlights coming on. I'm not going to do that here. So like I say, I got like 50 to 100 of these cards to do. You've seen a lot of people do that before? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to try to do that, because uh, in the next, I'm going to probably, I don't know if I'm going to get to it this week, but like I say, I got like relatives coming over on Wednesday, and so I got this massive amount of house cleaning to do, and I'm just terrible at house cleaning as well. It's not my forte. And then generally when you're looking down at the highway, maybe I'll just take some of this yellow and I'll put it down on the sides of the road. Get something streaking by. On older roads, you might see a yellow line on the side. Kind of going through a country road, just whipping on by. Maybe there's some water in this ditch here. And you get a little sunlight glinting off the water. Something like that. A little bit of light. Maybe we'll go with a different color. Also add in some fluorescent rose, and put just a little bit of light on the. Yeah, I'm just trying to do things. Still need to work on building this channel. It's actually building the watch time. Is what I need more than anything else on this channel. And then I'm gonna go back to the tools of fortune. So maybe there is some water in this ditch over here. A little bit of pink from the sky. Little pinky colors just coming up here. Maybe some flowers. Little pinky flowers in the up here, wildflowers that you've seen. Yeah. And it's so hard to do. Well, it's so hard to do anything in our world, especially anything that we as individuals find valuable. I think probably eventually what's going to happen, Chloe, is that this channel here, 999 show, is going to go all talk. And I really want to be in a position where I can bring a guest on live, like right on the spot, right on a telephone or something like that. That's kind of something that I would like to have the ability to do. I'm going to leave it blank over here, not putting any bushes. You're just kind of whipping on by, just a little bit of color here, a little color. There's my sister's lost her business, and so she's really angry right now, and then she has no health care, no income, no way to get access to those kinds of things, and I have a hard time helping people to process, process through all those strong emotions, and it's like I don't know how to really help a person when they are really just in that place of kind of a rage over the situation, and just kind of put these different details in here. You're kind of streaking by. We're just kind of moving fast is what we're doing, moving as fast as possible. Yeah. Welcome, Bernard. Welcome. Thanks for the love, and from India. Yeah, it's just life is so hard. Life is so hard at times. There's so many complex things we have to deal with. We have to deal with, things in our lives just not going our way. I mean, that's kind of like one of the hardest things to deal with is when what goes on in the world doesn't go according to our plan and what it is that we want. What is it? What do we want to do? And and there's so many mysteries out there. The mysteries of, why, and maybe a lot of these plans and things that we have, these things that we want to do, are things. What we get is what we need, and I'm just going to put a little white line along the side of the road. It kind of trails off in infinity. You can't quite see it up there, but you can see it close in. And over here, down on the shoulder, and we'll just kind of put it, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of put it over there. Of course, there's a lot of things that I kind of want to talk about. I really loved having Jeff on last week, though he can only really log on from a computer because in his living space he doesn't have good Wi-Fi, or he hasn't like gone out and bought a dongle so you can plug your phone into Wi-Fi, which is what I do. I have one of my phones plugged right into Wi-Fi. Right now, this one that I'm streaming off of is plugged into Wi-Fi. Okay, so we got that. Maybe just got a little kind of a color. Maybe that's some splotches here. Maybe, what would you see this? I don't know if you'd see this on a road surface, but it doesn't matter. It's just a detail. A little bit of white. All right, now it's like a smudge. I don't know. Maybe somebody vomited, or they threw something out. It's water on the road. Maybe it's a little water on the road. Maybe we'll just add a different color right on top of it, so it has more like a tire track. Maybe we'll do that. Go back to that bone black. Where did I put that bone black at? Oh, it's over here. I think somebody's going to start calling for me soon because the voices are rising. Just a little bit of... I'm going to thin that paint down a bit. I'm going to put the darker mount. Maybe it just some different colorations here. Gray tones. You never know. You see different things when you're speeding down the highway. Get a sense of you're going someplace. Different colors. I really tried to change these colors optically versus going at it from... All right, this one's done. Now we're going to go on and move on to work on a Christmas card design. I don't have any examples of any of the Christmas cards that I designed last year because I sold them all. So we'll just take a look at it. You can take a look at it from here, this point of view. Let me just do a clip right here. So this is a Christmas card. Oh, it's not a Christmas card. It could be a Christmas card. You're driving on a lonely highway into the sunset, and it was painted live on 999 WJL-Show. Actually, mostly painted yesterday, 10/12/25 on TikTok. And then the finishing touches of it was done today on 999 Show on YouTube. So I'm just going out there saying I do have another channel. Got some wildfires in the distance. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to move forward to work on trying to create a Christmas card. I have to get about 20, 40 to 50 Christmas cards done before the end of this month. And there's only, what day is today? Today is the 13th. I have less than 20 days to do 100 cards like this. 100 cards like this. And so maybe we do Christmas card this time. Maybe we do... Actually, I said I need to do Christmas card. And so I'm not sure what the background is going to be like. Maybe we do it in I think we'll just do it all acrylics. I think that's what makes the most amount of sense. Because the paint stays in place. So 999 Show, this is this paint box. I haven't really opened this paint box for a while. And look, many of the paints are still usable. And so that's actually quite amazing because this I think I bought it from Transin. I'm not like selling their products, but if I were to have a sponsorship with them, I would sell their products on the show because this device, I haven't used it in 2 months. And look, and it has this silicone seal on it to seal it up. The paints, for the most part, are still usable. This is gel medium. This is titanium white. This here is Aziron crimson. And this is some shade of blue. And so we will be using some of these colors in order to create a Christmas card. I think I need a different kind of a brush. I need the brush I'm looking for. It's this one here. It's kind of a round brush. We're gonna just do a dot, 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 dot. Just a basic Christmas card, Christmas tree. Build a stock in it and so forth. And so I think I might start with, I need to add another color into this palette. Probably should add colors all together into the palette. And so when I go to making massive amounts of cards, I have to alter the mode of how you're doing it because you're working out of production. And so this is a primary yellow, and it is a semi-transparent or a transparent color. These little stripes in here signify its transparency level. And if you want to make really good paintings, you use transparent colors, because I need to blow my nose here. Okay, that's better. Here we go. Yellow. Let's put some more colors in here. What I do not have, as far as paints are concerned, I do not have any of the tube paints in this like a burnt sienna. I never bought this. But I can make it. I do have, however, yellow ochre, but I have some yellow ochre left in here, and so we'll be grabbing it from here. And that you combine these two colors together, and you make a really nice like brown. And so I kind of like that. And so, am I going to add any more blues into it? And I think I got some green left. But let's go first by making some kind of a toned down color. We'll just make it a little bit of a two-tone color. So we're making a very fast tree for like a Christmas tree. So this may not work out at all. So I'm going to start here with this yellow ochre. Okay. All right. There's like some yelling going on in the background. Let's just add some water to it to thin it down a bit. And so now it's kind of got the consistency of watercolor. We're just going to come down here, dot, 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 dot. And we are going to just layer the colors in. I probably should have got my so this one may not be any good, but we'll see. We'll see if we can make it into something that's good. It's sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. And I'm going to make another layer, and we're going to come in with this Zilron Crimson. And add just a tad bit of water to it, just to thin it down. Now, we can only add so many layers of paint down when we do it this method, because the paint will turn into mud. And once the paint is mud, then you cannot add any more layers of paint until that layer of paint dries. It has to dry completely then before you can add any new layers of paint. And we're going to go another layer, and I'm going to add some, I think I'll just add some of this greeny now, some of the green. And it's kind of a thin down green. So already it's mud up here. So, but you know, you can see how the layers of paint build out, and you get more realistic tones. Not that we're going for like realism at all. This is not, it's not an exercise of realism. We are just trying to get something that looks real enough. And I'm using this dot, 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 this motion in order to gain, just to get the randomness of it all, because trees have a random quality to them. There is a, because you just, you know, I mean, they're not regular. You can make them that way, but we want to make them so like you're looking out in nature. So, well, the outcome will be this is a Christmas card. This is what the final outcome is a Christmas card. Let's start working on that stock coming down here. Kind of like that. It's just a simple Christmas card. Just a tree. I got some other paintings. We're gonna be doing a lot of paintings over the course of the next 3 weeks. Either probably more of the paintings are gonna happen on the TikTok channel than on this channel. I can't really do too much more over here. Maybe we can come up and take some of the yellow. Take some of the yellow and we'll put that in here. Just going to add that yellow in there. And just as a to tell, this is the first Christmas card I've done in about a year. I think I started my Christmas cards last year in August. And up here, the layers of colors. And it's starting to take shape. And we're going to take this down here. There's that noise in the background. There's people yelling and there's the dogs barking and so forth. All right. So that went pretty fast. So let's go do something else. I think I want to put like a fence or something like that. And we can, with lessons from watercolors, we can put the fence in later, and we'll do that. We'll make some fence posts. I just got to think about what kind of brushes am I going to use to do this. And I'm thinking I'm going to want to add some yellow ochre into this, or we'll just mix it on mix right onto the page. Actually, that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna mix it right up. I think I want a different brush. So what we're doing here is we're mixing paints now, and I'm just gonna do it relatively a two-tone color. I'm going to use yellow ochre and a Zilron crimson, and that should give me, but this here is really too soupy. Maybe we'll come over here with this gel medium and we'll add this gel medium to it. It's actually a glazing fluid is what it is. And I'm using watercolor blanks. This was a new brand. It had the price was right, and so I decided to try it instead of using Strathmore is what I usually use. But with the Strathmore, what I could get from the local, the Merry Artist in McMinnville, Oregon, is the art supply store that I get almost all of my art supplies out of. I don't buy my paints generally from online. I have done it, but I find that buying it from a local art stores are the better thing. Now, however, this transcend box I did order on Amazon, and some of the brushes were given to me. I think my sister gave me a set of these brushes last Christmas, and these two brushes were given to me by the more intuitive me. She has a channel I've been on a couple times, so she gave me a couple brushes. All right, we are going to. Do I want to use that brush? I guess we can use this brush. It doesn't necessarily really matter that much, but we're coming in here and we're going to make kind of a nice sort of a brownish tone. reusing it. It's all used anyway. And we're just gonna put like a little fence in. A little fence. That's what we're gonna do. So we'll put in a. It's kind of dotted in. Has some regularities to it, right? Let's come all the way down off the page. There. Just a fence, that's all. Just another post over here. Just kind of dotting and just sort of a dabbing motion to get, you know, it just, I don't know, I like the dabbing motion. Now, I'm going to put another one over here. And so this is like a tree that's like out in your backyard. And up here, kind of a fence post comes that way. Kind of looks like a piece of wood anyways. And maybe another one over here. Coming down that way, it's going to be obscured by the by everything. And now we're going to go in and just go grab this yellow ochre. I'm going to be just putting this, dabbing this in here. So we're dabbing the color in there just to get it to have it like a wood tone. And like I said before, this is Zilron Crimson was the layer I added down first, and then we're adding on top of it a yellow ochre. And these are golden, and the brand I'm using is Golden. We'll probably come in and do another little layer of some bone black in here, just to, but if you do it right, you don't really need to add black into it at all. You're just going to be changing those colors optically, and then when you change those colors optically, it has more of a 3D effect on the page. So it gives it a more depth by having these colors just sort of show through this way. Now you have a suspension of belief because this is in the background, and then that one here. So we have a fence post. Now I'm going to go, I think I'm going to change to a different brush type altogether. I'm going to use a liner brush next. And what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to go add, just take this, and we're going to mix the paint down, put some water in here. And I'm going to mix in some of the yellow ochre. Right in with this paint. It's sort of a, I don't know what color that is. I'm just like a dumb male who doesn't really know his colors. Do I have any active bone black in here that I can put in here? No, I do not. Need to have a drink of water here. I'm going to take some of this and just put it in here. in this transom box, there are other boxes like this, but as you saw earlier, I explained that I hadn't, these paints I filled in here were like from July. Here it is like October, and many of the paints are still usable, which is quite amazing if you really think about it for paint boxes. If I had an affiliate link to this product, I would put it in the description, but I don't, so I'm not going to. If you're interested in it, you can just go look it up, Transom, Transom. That was the brand name of this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be making like a cross post. You know, it's like a piece of wood here that comes out that way and fills in over there. And so this is like a pre-snow. Maybe that wood is kind of that way. It's kind of saggy. It's fine. You know, we got these things and we build them and it works out like that. And add a little water. You could, you know, you can thin it out with water. You can thin it out with gel medium. It all just depends on, you know, it just depends. Maybe this one goes this way. And it looks like that post is going over that direction, so it'll go into there. Maybe it goes over this way here. Just kind of filling it in. In there's some hints that the board has gone that way. And maybe again over this way in there. You can see some of the board that way, and it's coming out that way. Kind of filling it in. We've pretty much gone from start to finish on this whole thing. I've only been into this video like 37 minutes, and we're almost done with it. What is this? It doesn't belong there. Okay, it's not there now. I think I might add some Christmas decorations. The tree is starting to dry up enough that I think we can do that. I think I want to add a little bit more. That's hard. I guess I'm gonna add some. We're just mixing the colors right on the brush. Fine. We'll just go through here. We're just using motions. We're just laying on the side, the flat of the brush. We're laying down the colors here. So if I were more adept, I would probably be using a palette knife to do this. But palette knife requires the use of a hell of a lot more paint than what I'm using, and so we're not using a palette knife. But we're going to be using this brush like it were a palette knife. I need to do some outdoor chores again. I like hurt my elbow last week doing chores because in getting ready for family to get here. It still kind of hurts on the inside of my elbow. I was doing trimming a hedge and all those, the use of a clipper to ended up damaging my my elbow muscles. It doesn't feel like a cut anymore, but Jesus Christ, it hurt. Forgive my taking the Lord's name in vain, but Jesus Christ, it hurt. It doesn't hurt quite so much now, but God damn it, So I got the coloration, so you can kind of see it here. Just it's just a little like a backyard scene or whatever. There's a tree out there. It's kind of to think about what is your Christmas spirit going to be like. There's no sun in the sky, no nothing like that. It's just a scene like you might see. I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't see a scene like this. Maybe we'll just kind of put in another board just right across here. And next to the ground, maybe just to keep the bunny rabbits out or something like that. Maybe you got goats or something. Animals or just your dog. But then, a fence like this wouldn't keep any any dogs out or bunnies out. Maybe it's for like cows because cows cows or horses. It's just whatever. You just use your imagination of what this fence is for. Maybe this fence is not for anything at all. Now I need to go back in and work on the trunk of this tree. It has some greens in them, some other tones, but then it's kind of blending in. Everything's blending in together. We don't really want that. We want it to have maybe we'll put some black in so it stands out. And it kind of comes the trunk coming up here in there, but it's really dense up there, so you're not really seeing that. Maybe we'll add some more green to it just on the surface. Am I completely obscuring the view here? No. But see, it kind of stands out from the front. And then, there we go. We'll go back in there. It's pretty much almost done. 42 minutes and 59 seconds. And that's what it kind of takes time-wise to do some of this stuff. We are actually moving really fast. In actuality, this design is a pretty quick design, so I'm confident that anyways that I will be able to get my goals done for how many of these cards I want to finish in the 3 weeks of time I have, 2 weeks. So it's just going to be a big endeavor to do this in a reasonable length of time. So we're kind of in here. I'm just going to shore this up a bit. We'll just move the fence post up a bit, up a bit more. Maybe we'll put a sign on one of these things. Now I got to sign this someplace. I think we'll just sign it off over there. I didn't really give room for that. What do you think? And if you kind of watched the whole thing, which you didn't, I know you didn't, but if you did happen to watch the whole process, what do you think? And if you're watching this on the playback, please leave 3 Christmas trees in the comment section. So I know that you watched the whole thing or almost the whole thing. And so what do you think about it? Like and subscribe if you like my content. If not, that's fine. I don't care. Just watch the video. That's all I care about. Watch the video. Anyways, that's what we got. Just kind of do this color laying in, and here it is It's really fast, fast, fast. I might come up. I think I want to take this and build this. No, we're not going to do that. We'll do that for another one. And to finish this off, I'm going to take a little of this blue, dot, 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 and do some like blue balls on it, like it was some Christmas decorations. There. Maybe one of these fence posts gets a decoration too. No, it's not perfect. But you know what? How many things in life are perfect? Do you guys have a perfect life? Do the things that you create artistically, do they come out perfect all the time? Probably not. Now, some people I do know who are masters at the craft, they can create more reliably perfect material, but that actually comes at a cost of years and years of practice. I'm going to add into that blue some of this fluorescent red, and it makes a really nice purpley color. And I think on top here we will put this, it's kind of fuzzy, but maybe it's a light. Maybe it has a lot of light here. A big decoration on top. Some bulbs, more bulbs. It's your Christmas card. You know, it hasn't snowed yet, but you know, the snow's going to be coming soon. Or maybe not at all. It's the climate change tree. Maybe put another little decoration over here. Get it to be a little bit rounder, kind of spin the brush a bit over here as well. This is right on the seam. And there we go. This one's got a light on it. It's getting some light effects colors. I don't know. Just use your imagination. That's the most important thing. Your imagination. This one's probably not one that I'll go for the resale. I'll probably send this one out. It's got a big old light on the top. And there we go. I think this one's done. And we'll put the paint thing back on. Get it all sealed up and ready for the next time. It's 999 Show. And I'm your host, Bill. Thank you for watching. Come back later for more content. More exciting things. Because exciting things are happening all the time. And I'm going to sign this right over here. I don't have a stamp, so we'll sign it here as I'll put it over here in this little panel. WILLIAM James Lindbergh. Okay, Okay, ran out of space. And I'll put the date on it. Today is 10/13/25. All right, let's just take a look at it. We're gonna fold it over. This Christmas card design, the first Christmas card for 2025. Ooh, paint is still wet. Very careful of that. So that's the final outcome. First Christmas card for 2025. All right, thank you very much. And Martin, Marlon, Chloe, Bernard, thank you for your support, and we'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.